As a lifelong Star Trek enthusiast who spent countless hours navigating the final frontier, I can confidently assert that the crew of the USS Enterprise-D on Star Trek The Same Day, Next Generation, is unparalleled in their superpowers and abilities. Um, it, while other starship crews may have had, Vulcans or Klingons, none could match the combined might of Captain Picard's team. Uh, the team aboard the USS Enterprise-D from Star Trek The Next Generation showcases an array of extraordinary abilities that outshines any other crew within the Star Trek universe. Although Star Trek might not initially seem like a superhero saga, it shares many parallels due to its roster of characters with heightened abilities and sophisticated future tech, reminiscent of comic book heroes. Uh, in contrast, the original USS Enterprise, captained by James T. Kirk in Star Trek the Original Series, had Mr. Spock, a first officer who was half Vulcan, and played by Leonard Nimoy. Thanks to his Vulcan heritage, Spock possessed greater physical strength and intellect than humans, and he also had unique abilities such as the Vulcan nerve pinch. Unlike other starship crews that boasted Vulcans or enhanced humans among their ranks, none could rival the stellar roster of the USS Enterprise-D during the 7 seasons of Star Trek: The Next Generation. Over these years, Captain Jean-Luc Picard, Patrick Stewart, and his crew confronted a host of adversaries from the Star Trek universe, some posing a grave threat to the entire Federation. And through Picard's leadership and the combined skills and intellect of his team, the Enterprise-D almost invariably emerged victorious against its adversaries in terms of unique talents and number of triumphs. Captain Picard's crew stands unparalleled among those in Star Trek TNG's Enterprise crew. Had the most superpower ability. Everyone on the Enterprise-D were experts in their field compared to any other Star Trek crew. The Enterprise-D team was exceptionally gifted across all departments. And, among them, Lieutenant Commander Data, played by Brad Spiner, stood out as one of Starfleet's most remarkable officers. Data frequently single-handedly saved the Enterprise-D because he was immune to viruses and external influences that incapacitated other crew members. Thanks to his positronic brain, he could also swiftly access information and perform precise calculations. In the role of Chief of Security, Lieutenant Worf, portrayed by Michael Dorn, utilized his Klingon strength effectively, and his ties with the Klingon Empire occasionally proved beneficial, as well as in her role as half-Betazoid counselor. Deanna Troi, played by Marina Sirtis, possessed a unique talent for perceiving emotions in those around her, which often helped unmask deceit among the enemies, abusing the events or politics. And that, although the writers of Star Trek The Next Generation sometimes struggled to utilize Troi's abilities effectively, she proved indispensable on the Enterprise-D. Joining Troi was Lieutenant, the cut was 6244, with Lieutenant Troi 88460, 844.8, Commander Geordie LaForge, LeVar Burton, an engineering genius with exceptional skills, who wore a visor that allowed him to see beyond human capabilities. Each was remarkable in their own right, and they combined, they formed the most powerful team within the Star Trek franchise. In the Captain Picard's Star Trek TNG crew never lost. TNG still has Star Trek's most impressive crew. on the television series, Captain Picard and his team frequently encountered difficulties with court. However, they consistently overcame these obstacles. One of their most significant trials occurred in the two-part episode titled "When Captain Picard Was Captured by the Board in a Simulated." This event, which took place at the Battle of Wolf 359, had a devastating impact on Picard and the Federation. Nevertheless, the crew of the Enterprise-D successfully vanquished the Borg cube and retrieved Picard, demonstrating their ability to triumph even in challenging situations. Alongside the Borg, Captain Picard and his exceptional team faced challenges from Klingons, Romulans, Cardassians, as well as various cosmic anomalies and space-time distortions across the galaxy on Star Trek: The Next Generation. Under Picard's guidance and with Data, Worf, Troy, Geordi, and the rest of the crew's collective genius at work, it's hardly astonishing that Enterprise-D endured minimal severe damage during their voyages. Although the ship experienced casualties and occasional setbacks, its remarkable crew always managed to avoid complete defeat.